What's up, guitar players? It's a new week, which means we've got a brand new practice session full of brand new exercises, all designed to make you better guitar players. So it is 20 minutes, but the exercises are timed. So for those of you who are on a limited guitar playing schedule, you can shorten things up really easily and you'll still have some value here. But I just think 20 minutes is going to give you the most bang for your buck. Really let the skills kind of seep into your system, but you can adjust things based on your schedule. Now, there are a lot of great skills to be had or accumulated or refined inside of this session. And the whole point of this session is to put you in a better place to learn all of the songs and solos that you've got on your docket that you're learning right now. And that's really the deal. Practice is so freaking important to becoming a better guitar player. So with that, let's jump into exercise 1, which is focused on alternate picking. Not the sexiest thing ever, but it's a really important way to start things off. Just loosening up the picking hand. Of course, the fretting hand is going to be working, but it's going to make you a smoother player over time. So here is exercise 1. So there it is on the way down. What I think is really valuable about this alternate picking drill is that you are alternating each first stroke. So if it starts on a downstroke, that one string is going to end on a downstroke, which means the next string starts on an upstroke, which means that also ends on an upstroke. So then you go back to the down. So you're alternating the initial stroke on each string, right? So it's just giving you a little extra for your brain and hands to connect on. And then on the way back down, it's just the opposite thing, right? It's just the other direction. All the way back down to the low E. So low E to high E, and then high E to low E. What you can do to, keep things semi-interesting is start on the first fret, and then when you get to the high E, you scooch up, to the next fret. So and then scooch up. Right, all the way back down to the low E, and then scooch up. So you're kind of inching up on every single cycle. As always, I will recommend that you use a metronome, something that keeps you honest and doesn't force you to rush, right? You want to make sure that you're alternating on every new string, right? If first string, or the low E starts with a downstroke, the next string, the A string, needs to start with an upstroke and on and on and on. But if you're going too fast, you might forget that and you're not actually alternating on every single pick, all right? So go slow enough that you're staying honest, and no matter what, the metronome's going to keep you in some sort of rhythm. Now, let's say you start at 60 BPM on day 1. If you go up to 62 on day 2, and then 64 on day 3, listen, that is a huge win, because if you start here, and then slowly over time, throughout the week, whether or not it's as fast as you want to go, or you think you could have maybe gone just a smidge. Listen, if you start in one place and you get faster and faster each day to the point where, you're 12 to 14 BPM faster on the final day, that is a massive win and will be extremely valuable. So we're just getting things going with this exercise. And once you're through that, setting a 5-minute timer. Again, if you need to go shorter, 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes, that's totally fine. I think 5 minutes is helpful. As always, I got to throw it out there. If you do find this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to have new stuff like this out every single week. Practice sessions designed to make you better. And with that, we'll get back to the video. So once you go through that for 5 minutes, it's on to exercise 2. And exercise 2 is a sliding scale moving through 3 shapes. And it goes like this. So there it is, moving from this 3rd fret all the way up to the 10th fret, And this is in the key of C major, and we're using simple pentatonic shapes. And I will throw those, pentatonic shapes up on the screen really quick. And you also have the tabs for the actual lick itself. And of course, as always, I'm going to be putting the PDFs to everything in the description. So if you want to just take these and you don't want to come back to the video every single day of the week, I understand. In fact, that would be my preference for you. So just, check out the PDFs and everything like that so you understand, which shapes we're actually sliding through as we go through this lick. But it's really just that simple. And same thing as the first exercise, go at a pace that feels comfortable for you. There are some slides in here, and you want to make sure that those are, really clear and, sound really good as you're playing through things. And you never want to rush, right? Rushing is always going to create bad habits. So go through that slowly. Again, 3 to 5 minutes, right? I think 5 minutes is the best. But if you're short on time, bring that down a little bit and just run up and down, all right? It's the whole point is repetition. That's how you get good at anything. Okay, so repetition, repetition, repetition. Go through that 5 minutes, and then we are on to exercise 3. And exercise 3 is all about triads, which is a great way to map out the neck and get you more familiar with, oh yeah, I can move this thing down here to right here to right here, and then I can mix and match, and all of a sudden you're ripping up and down the neck. So here is the triad exercise. So we've got this triad chord progression for exercise 3. We're starting on an E minor triad shape, and then we're going to an A major triad shape, and then G major, and then back to A major. Now we're taking that progression and we're moving it up the neck, but same progression. E minor, A major, G major, A major. Then we're moving it up one more time. E minor, A major, G major, A major. All right. As always, put on a metronome. If you are at a place where it just doesn't feel comfortable, to have that metronome on, it's like messing you up and it's making you rush, take it off and just work through that. Right, hear things out if you need to. Really take your time and play soft. That'll allow you to hear your blemishes, and then move up to that next shape, and then so on and so forth, right? You've got 3 positions here that you're going to be working through. And for those of you who need the reminder, triads are such a great way to reinforce your knowledge of the neck and help you map out the neck on your own, right? If you're realizing, oh yeah, A's down here, but it's also here, and it's also here, it can be a great anchor point for solos. It can be a great way to just spice things up in a jam. You guys are playing, a chord progression, and you go, you know what, let me just, I'm playing, you're playing the rhythm section for a moment. Yeah, spice things up a little bit. You're composing your own things. Okay, I know I want an A chord, or that's the chord that needs to be played, but that doesn't sound good. You can kind of come up with your own little riff ideas using triads. So they're really, really important. And I will say, if you start getting comfortable with this, and you feel good moving through the 4 shapes, you can kind of have free play time, maybe save it for the last few days of the week, where, you can change up the shape. So instead of keeping it down here, coming here, and then coming up here, maybe you hit the E minor down here, and then you hit the A here, and then you move back down, and then you move back up, or you do a new shape each time. E minor, A, you move up the neck, G, right? Up to you to play around with that. But I think triads are such a great tool inside of your toolbox, and they end up making great exercises and great drills because it turns your brain on. You're mapping out the neck. You're reinforcing, oh yeah, A is here, A is here, A is here, G is here, G is here, G is here. You're getting some great information and you're really connecting brain and hands, right? That mind-muscle connection. So that is exercise 3. Now, exercise 4 is reinforcing some, lead guitar solo techniques, hammer-ons and pull-offs. This can get, easily ignored. But here is exercise 4. It's basically a fun little lick. All right. So there it is. It's basically like the first third is just those pull-offs. The second third is, the hammer-ons. And then that last, third of the piece is, kind of quick hammer-on pull-off moments. And then that's it. So again, what I would do is just set a 5-minute timer, run through it. You don't have to do this with a metronome. You can eventually, but you really want to make sure that all of those pull-offs every piece is sounding clean. It's, reverberating nicely. There's no hiccups. There's none of those muted, messed up strings. Really make sure you get it under your fingers in an efficient or proficient way. And then you can turn on a metronome if you feel ready for it, or you can have fun, going down here where there's a little bit more of a finger stretch. You can start up here if that's a little easier for you, and then move your way down. You can play around in a few different ways, but that's really it. That simple lick. And then you're done, right? Set a 5-minute timer, and then you've got these 4 exercises, 20 total minutes, and that mind-muscle connection will be, in a great place, and you'll be ready to move into your songs and solos or whatever else you're working on in your, main session, let's call it. And you won't have to focus so much on, course correcting because you're already so warmed up. You're getting, you're moving up and down the neck. You're getting your fretting hand warmed up. You're getting your picking hand warmed up, all that good stuff. And then next week, we'll have a brand new one. So if you did find this helpful, again, like I said, make sure to like and subscribe. We're going to have new stuff out every single week. That'll be really helpful for you. So anyways, hope you had fun with it, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.